Hello. Good evening, y'all. Hey, 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 hey. How are you all? Good evening. Um, I know it is way beyond 7 o'clock. I have a story to tell you. Gather yourselves and so I can share the story. And then we could go ahead on with what we need to what we came here to do. But I have to tell you what just all happened in a matter of moments in time. Okay. So around here, it's like, hey, just pray. We have to pray just to make it today. Okay. I done told y'all. So good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Please, please forgive my tardiness. That was not the intention for today. Um, But I'm so excited to be here tonight, and I'm so excited to bring again our fun time, good time, and learning time, chatting time, sharing time, laughing time, crying time, whatever. A good time in God's word and learning about women in the Bible stories. And I'm so excited that we are back and we are kicking off October strong, right? And I'm very excited about that. And I'm excited to be here with you all. And as you can see, I have a new background. I showed y'all a bare wall last time, but we do have a new background. So I'm excited about that, but I do want to share with you. Wait a minute, hold up. I'm already getting into too much conversation without introducing myself. Okay, let me introduce myself. It's your girl, it's your coach. Coach who? Miss Jessie. Hey. Okay. Good evening, Instagram. Okay. And good evening, Facebook. Good evening, YouTube. And good evening. I think that's it. All right. So we got Instagram over here. We got YouTube and we have Facebook over here. So good evening, everybody. Come on in the room. Stick around. I promise you it's going to be a good time. Okay. A good time in God's word, a good time in teaching and learning about women in the Bible stories. Welcome to the room, sweetheart. Got my eye on you. You better be doing what I told you. You know who you are. You know who I'm talking to. Okay. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Okay. Mind your business. Anyway, I'm really excited about tonight's teaching. One, I want to tell you about how challenges can come up that will try to hinder what you need to do. Now, it's been a while since I really have done women in the Bible stories on this platform the way I used to do every single Wednesday. A lot has happened, okay, y'all. Life. Okay. And I wish I could say that it lifed like past tense. No, sir. It's lifing at this very second, at this very moment, in this very hour. Okay. So listen, thank God for grace and thank God for mercy. And I appreciate y'all and I appreciate them. All right. So, with that being said, let's go right into what happened and what slowed your girl down tonight. Everything was going according. Okay. But of course, a little snafu came up. Well, I'm in a new house, of course, and it's so much better, but there is so many changes. There are so much to accomplish and conquer and get together so that you can have a good place to just be, right, to live. Your house is your next sanctuary. Your house is also the place where you should be able to and should set up the place for the Lord. So with all that being said, there was an appointment today for the people to come to the house to get the wasp. Did I say it right? Right? The wasp people. The wasps has been trying to take your girl under. They won't leave me alone. And I have been trying to be out here being, I have been trying to be uh the Ghostbuster as well as the I don't even know what I could name this thing that I've been doing, but all I know is I've been out here working in the field with all kinds of sprays and been I have been chased by the bees. I have been chased by the wasps. I swear they have been out to get your girl since I moved here. It's been a thing. I mean, y'all, your girl, I'm not playing. I've been stung by a bee once, and that thing changed my entire life. And I do not want to experience that ever and ever and ever again. But what I can tell you is this: I don't know what it's like to be stung by a wasp, but what I've seen and what they look like, I'm good on that. Okay, so take the wasp from my backyard, please. They told me the guy was coming today at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. came, 5:30 came, 6 o'clock came, 6:30 came. Oh, God wants to show up to take out the wasp. Now, what do you do when you know you've been chased by wasps all this time? Do you say, no, sir, come back another day? Dogs are barking. I mean, everything is hairwired, everything and everything. Now the house is completely in chaos, and there is no way I could come live with all of that going on in the background. And no, I did not say he was going to come back tomorrow. No, sir, you are here. You're going to handle these wops today, because guess what? Your girl been holding it down, doing the work that you should have been doing. But now that you're here, I will pass the baton. Please handle it for me, sir. Thank you. God bless you. So, y'all, that's what happened. And I apologized, but yet I don't, because I needed someone to handle those walls. Were you coming to handle them for me? No? Okay, sir. No problemo. Then give your girl grace and give your girl mercy. And now let's move on. And I'm happy to be here. I don't know what it looks like outside yet, but I heard from my daughter who was helping the guy in the field that I've been in. And by the way, it wasn't just the field, it was the battlefield. Okay. These wasps was after your girl. And then I found out they remember you. They said them bees remember you. I said them mothers trying to get me. That's why they be coming at me, because they're like, that's that girl that been spraying our friends and our family. So them wasps, they were mad. They've been mad at me. I mean, I swear them things was like coming like, I'm like, yo, what's up? Anyway, let's focus. Let's move on. Welcome to the room. Welcome to women. It's not funny, y'all. But if you could see how I was trying to get away from them things, only myself and my dogs, my first sons, only they know. And as a matter of fact, they ran faster. They left me out there. It was a thing. And so I'm grateful for him showing up and taking care of that for us. I just wish he would have been on time. But I guess you probably saying the same thing. I wish you was on time. Well, I apologize. Remember, grace, mercy. Thank you. All right. With that being said, let's move on. But welcome to Women Bible Stories, where we are gonna dig and dive into women in the Bible stories, and it's gonna be good today, but it's going to be heavy duty. So I want you to make sure that first and foremost, that I give a disclaimer that if you are triggered by conversations circled around I don't even know the right words to really say. But if you are triggered by assault, if you are triggered by violence to women, meaning yourself, okay, please, by all means, I would suggest that you watch this at a later time, because we're going to dig into a woman who experienced assault in a way where it's absolutely shameful. Okay. So and I do want to do my due diligence and put that disclaimer out there because this is a a conversation that's not always easy, and I don't think that it's ever easy to have. But what I will say is this: it's necessary to have, but it is also something that holds high it holds a high level of intensity, right? And it can easily trigger our hearts and our minds, our bodies and soul and our spirit if we ourselves have experienced it. I know I have. And I am here to freely and comfortably speak about it because one, I want to be able. Okay, the printer is making noises, y'all. About to that thing, like about to see that printer go across the room. Okay, for a minute there. Okay, hold on, back to focus. Okay, so we are gonna talk about DINAH. And with that being said, it is a conversation that is not easy, right? But I will say this. This is the month of domestic violence awareness, and it is a breast cancer awareness month. So both two things are very important and very key, and those conversations are very, very serious, right? Because they have emotions that are very sad, heavy, challenging. It's a whole lot that comes with it. And I myself have not ever had to hear the words that you have breast cancer. However, I know a lot of women, those that are still here are fighting a good fight, and I know of those that did not make it through. And either way, it's challenging. And the truth is, there will be women who are going to sit across a doctor's office or get that call that will be getting that news that will be life changing and life altering. And for that, I wear the color pink. Okay, because um even though I have never experienced it, I have seen people battle it, and a hard it's a hard situation. The purple, however, is significant to me. It's relatable to me because it is me. It has been me. I'm not going to wear it like a badge of honor because it's not. However, I am a survivor and a thriver. Okay. And with that being said, I want to make sure that everyone understand that I speak from this area from a place of being someone who've lived it and survived it, and now I'm thriving from it because I am no longer wounded by it, and I am no longer not able to have that conversation because I had to go through the healing process, right? It doesn't change the fact that it is still hard. It doesn't change the fact that it is still difficult. It doesn't change the fact that it still angers me when I know that this is still happening to women today. Meaning, right this moment in time, there is some woman who will be experiencing a form of abuse, right? Whether it is verbal, whether it is mental, whether it is physical, whether it's emotional, financial, in and people don't even consider some of those other parts as domestic violence because everyone consider or even only thinks that it has to be physical, or it has to she doesn't wear a black eye, her lips is not busted, oh wait, we don't see any bruises, but you don't know what's happening inside. It's not. And honestly, because I have grown, um like from a physical aspect, there are some scars that's no longer there because over the years scars have faded. However, what happened, you can never erase, you can never undo. And the most important thing of it all, you can never deny, that it was done, because you have to be uh in a place of knowing that yes, this happened, and yes, it was not good, and yes, it should have never happened, and no, it was not your fault. But you do have to know that there are help. There's ways to heal. There's ways to move forward. There's ways to not allow what that person did, or people for that matter did. You keep allowing them to hinder you from moving forward and having a better life and a peaceful life. You know what? They're somewhere doing their thing, and you deserve to be doing your thing. You deserve peace. You deserve healing. Okay, you deserve to be able to move forward and be a survivor and a thriver, meaning your life may not be perfect, but that person can no longer have an impact on you, period. Okay, and honey, sis, let me tell you, this is not an easy walk. This is not an easy healing to maintain. There are days, it's 1 minute at a time. And that is okay. As long as you are doing your due diligence to do the work, to keep moving in the right direction. Now, we didn't even hit the surface yet about DINAH's story. And I'm going to go into it by first, giving you the name, DINAH. Who is DINAH? I don't know. Do you know who DINAH is? If you know who DINAH is, go ahead and drop it in the comments. I want to see who knows about DINAH. Who's DINAH in the Bible? Don't cheat in looking it up. Who is DINAH? I want to know. Do anybody know who DINAH is? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. Tell me if you know who DINAH is. Let me while you doing that, let me let some other people know I'm live and come join us, okay? Because some people need to come and hear about DINAH. All right, so you know what? While you're doing that too, let me know what you think. My background is not perfect yet. This is just the beginning and the start. I am working on developing the rest of the work. This is still new. So meanwhile, tell me what you think about my background. Okay, you see the queen. Oh, wait, where's the queen? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, right there. There she is. That's me, yo. I did that. So while we are doing that, watch this. This is the wall of art. Your girl is an artist. Yes, she is. Woohoo! She's an artist. Don't play with it. She's an artist. Okay, and she is a queen. Okay, okay. So if I could try to give you the background of my artist work, okay, my artist. You know, it's not an artist. I'm an artist. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what the artist work is. This is your queen. Boo boo. Okay, this is her. Yeah. That's her. She a queen. Did that for a birthday, my birthday. This right behind me, the birds. It's not the birds and the bees. Hey, I'm glad you joined. Can you drop that in the hello girlfriend, hello sis. Can you drop that in the group for me, please? That I'm live. I was just about to multitask. Look at God. And you showed up as my virtual arm. Hey girl, hey. I'm just trying to share with people about my background, that I am a artiste, not an artist. I am in. You gotta put the artiste. I'm an artiste. So let me get my highlighter to show you who I am. This is okay. Where is this thing pointing to? I mean, it's hard out here. Okay, right here. Wait. Oh, Jesus, fix it. Okay, right here. This is your girl. She's a queen. Right up here. This is the artiste work of the birds, not the birds and the bees, but the birds of me and my family. This is me and my family. Me and my daughters. Me and my daughters. Okay, you gotta have an accent. I'm an artiste. Okay, yes, me and my daughters. Um, over there, where? Over there. You can't see her. Oh, y'all can. YouTube and Facebook can see. Instagram, I'm gonna try to turn y'all a little bit. Hopefully you don't fall. Okay. Okay, artiste. Okay. You see the artiste work of me of New York City. Okay. Eve say Philly, Philly, where I am from. I'm not saying that because I am not from Philly, Philly. I am a Jersey girl. Okay, so I'm a Jersey girl living in a Texas world. So that's over there. And then right above me is, oh, well, that's the butterflies. I didn't do that. Okay. Um, you can't see the, oh, wait a minute now. You can. Oh, look at the artiste. YouTube and Facebook, you can't see this one because you are, maybe you can. I don't want, I'm trying to, y'all, if something fall, we're just gonna ride it out. Okay, oh, yes, sir. Now you see it. So up there, oh, wrong way. Up there, above the oh Jesus, above the butterflies is the artiste work of the teacup. Okay, because you're gonna love some tea and coffee. Okay, so that's her. She did artiste. So this is the wall of art. Okay, so it's very cute. It's very demure. Is it very demure? It's okay, very demure. I don't know. She said demure. I said demure. Okay. Okay. All right. So now that I've given you a tour of what's at work, it is not a final work, but it is the start of a good thing. All right. Very demure. I like to do. I don't know. It makes it sound better. All right. So now I'm giving you a tour of my office that is still in the works. The rest will be revealed soon. Do not mind what's happening in this corner. This is still the work of the Lord. It is being worked out. Okay. Oh, you can't see it. Good. My business over there. All right, let's go, y'all. Did you share for me, please? Did you drop you love the art? Yes, it's called the wait, what is it called? What did I call it? Oh, the wall of the art. The art. And I am the artiste. All right, let's move it on. We have our backdrop. Okay, so back into getting it together for what we came here to talk about. I asked a couple of questions. So one, I had asked, do you love my background? And then I had asked, do you know who DINAH is? Let me know if you know who DINAH is in the comments. If you don't, it's okay. All right, let's do it like this. If you know who DINAH is, drop a one. If you don't, drop a two. Oh no, you know what? Put no if you don't, two if you do. How about that? No, I don't. Two, I do. Woo! That girl be having balls. Don't play. And she's quick with that ball. All right. Even if you don't, we're gonna move on. But DINAH is one and the only daughter of do I know who DINAH is? Because yeah, I'm over here stuttering now. Of Jacob and Leah. Now we know who Leah and Jacob is. Okay, you don't know? That's okay. Yes, sir. That's why we are here for. Now wait a minute. What's your no to? Is it no you don't like my wall? Or is it no you don't know? That is the question. Okay. While you answer that, you better answer right too. I know who you are. So let's get into who DINAH is. DINAH is the only daughter of Leah and Jacob. Now, if just a little quick backdrop on the two. So we know Leah is the sister of Rachel. We know Leah as the one that was tricked. Hey, you have not answered yet, and I'm gonna need you to answer quickly because I still see that answer. um, but yeah, so Leah and Rachel, sisters, and Jacob got tricked into marrying Leah because Leah was special, meaning she looked different, she looked interesting. And so with that being said, the dad, although she looked interesting, she was supposed to be the first daughter that was to be married because technically speaking, in those days, the firstborn is the one who gets married first. But Jacob was like, I don't want the interesting one. I want the good looking one. Save the interesting one for somebody else. Get somebody else to do it because I don't want to. But he ended up with her. And so, with that being said, they bore quite a few children. Now, interestingly enough, even though he was saying he didn't want her, he sure wanted her because they kept dropping babies. So, that happened to be a daughter that was produced in that I don't want her relationship, and that was DINAH. DINAH was the only daughter born to them together. So, with that being said, DINAH, at the time of her story in the Bible, she is about 14, 15 years old. Oh, okay. You cooking? Okay. That's good. Make sure you keep watching. Cook and watch. Okay. Keep this on. Okay. Listen. You know what I'm saying, girl. Yes, they will. Them men don't have no shame in the game. He told us he didn't want her, but he kept going in. Okay. He kept going in. All right. So, all right. That's what I'm gonna say about that. I know it's Wednesday hump day, but I'm just saying, okay? So it was not that nobody humping around, or no, somebody was humping around. And so came DINAH out of the humping. And so, with that being said, DINAH was the only daughter in between the two. So, at the time of her story, she's about 14, 15 years old. And, you know, they're moving to a new area, a town, if you will. And DINAH decides, I want to be outside. And, in her wanting to explore outside, there's nothing wrong with that. However, during that time is when a situation took place. And this is where the story take a little turn, where the way it goes is not, it's very hard, right? And I love to share stories with humor attached. It's a gift of mine to be able to make the hard things come out a little lighter, right? But not because this is absolutely nothing funny. But she decides that she wants to go explore the town. She's a young girl. She wants to see what's going on. She want to make friends. She want to connect. Maybe she wanted community, and with that being said, as she is out and about, unfortunately, she runs into a man, a young man, if you will, because age was not identified in what I was studying. So I would say she's about 14, 15. So he's probably about the same age too. He sees her and he immediately is attracted to her. And because of his attraction, it became more like a lusting for her. And the lust turned into agony, into despair real quickly. And with that being said, he violated her. And I So let's use the word violation as the not to downsize the offense, but just for the sake of those that may be in the ear range of this or eye range and might watch it later, we're just going to use different words, right? Just to make sure that we are sensitive to those who may be triggered. Okay, is it safe to say? With that being said, she was violated. Okay, all right, she was violated, and with that violation, as a young woman, it's painful, it's traumatic, it's difficult, it's you know, it's degrading, it's debilitating. And so she is telling her father, Jacob, about this situation. And it wasn't like Jacob didn't have an opportunity to do something about it. But as it says in the word, that Jacob was like, he kind of sat back processing. Now I'm a mom. As a father, I don't know what it would be like to hear that your daughter has been violated by someone. Like, I don't know the thought that runs across your mind of what you want to do to that individual and how you want to handle that situation. But I could only imagine that it was not pleasant, because I'm thinking that he must have had to be like, wait a minute, hold up. I know that she didn't just tell me that somebody did what? Wait up, hold on, let me. I don't know if it just took like the wind out of him, to whereas he had to process those words. Well, let me first give you the story and where it can be found. It can be found in Genesis 34. You can read the entire book of Genesis 34 so that you can really understand why I'm trying to be sensitive, but as well as making sure that I give you the story. Okay, so that when you leave here, you will know who DINAH is. And so far, we know she was a young girl between 14, 15 years old. We know that she obviously liked to be outside and explore, and we can say and think that maybe she was very, friendly, right? Now, from the description of some scholars, that she might have been, a very beautiful girl, because of the way that they said that he saw her and he was immediately captivated by her beauty. And instead of just saying, you're a beautiful girl, he started lusting for her. And the lust took a turn for the worse. And it brought out the worst in him. And ultimately, she paid the price of that lust, right? And so, and get this, her name means justice. Um, you know, it's interesting how the Bible is like the Bible is written by 40 authors, right? And it's divided into major prophet, minor prophet, the first 5 books, all the things, the laws and all that. But also there was a part in a place in the Bible where it tells you in the Old Testament that your name meant something, right? Your name was very meaningful back then. Your name was almost like it's almost like it was your character. Oh, you know what I mean? So it was like almost a definition of who you are. Well, her name meant justice. Um, that will make sense in a few minutes. So put that at the table while you cooking. Put that next to the onions. Um, so as this young girl experienced this situation and telling her father this is what happened, and while she's at home crying, hurting, processing, having this traumatic impact in her life, in the other home, which is the prince, he was a prince. Okay, his name was Schumer. You pronounce it how you like, but um, in the home of the prince is two different experience, two separate conversations. In DINAH's home, she is processing what just took place, why me, what, wait a minute, this hurts, I don't understand, all of the things. In his home, he's like, she's beautiful, I want her, he has fallen in love with her, he wants to marry her. Whoa, wait a minute, what? Two homes, two separate conversations. Definitely, you know, two different mindset of what just took place. Some scholars says that they think, now this is not written in the Bible, I didn't see it anywhere, that it said that it might have been consensual. Hold up, wait a minute, I didn't read that. You know, sometimes when I had to take my put this. These guys got to go back because I need to be able to look in y'all eyes and y'all need to see my expressions because, honey, that made me mad. How is it so that it's easy to always say that it might have been consensual? Were you there? And this brings me also to today's conversations, to today's ways of talking about violations. Remember, I'm just using the word violations to be sensitive. When you read the story, they don't use the word violations. They use the R word. Okay? What I don't understand, and still today, 2024, this still happens. A woman has an experience like this, and other people will try to say it was her fault. Oh, she must have asked for it. No, she wanted it too. Yes, your name do hold weight, honey. Yes, it did. She wanted it too. She must have been flirting with him. Oh, she must have this. Oh, all of the things. And it's very hard for women to get the truth accepted, believed, and handled precisely and quickly, because it's always well, what did she do? What was she doing? What about, does it matter? You are in control of yourself. And as a man, if you are lusting or you seeing someone attractive and you feel as though you have to show them this lusting by aggression, by hurting them, by violating them, that's not a form of expression of love. that is a violation, and it is never okay. Period. And so that kind of really made me think back, like, hey, even back then, they were like considering that, well, you know, she might have been a participant of it. Okay, we don't know. When we get into heaven, you can ask. Put that on your question list to ask, because that's not fair. Um, I would like to believe that if if the word of God says this is what happened and this is what was written, I am going to consider that that's what happened. Okay. So anyways, in these two homes, you have two separate conversations, you have two separate experiences, you have two separate truths, because every man is right in their own eyes in this matter. Okay. And clearly there is something wrong here. He's asking for her hand in marriage. She's crying on her daddy's shoulder. That's not the same experience. Right? It's not the same thing. And the sad part about it is the fact that at the end of the day, he, the prince, was able to convince his father to walk over to Jacob's house where she's at to ask for her hand in marriage. Let me pause, because this is a lot. Process it for a minute. I'm going to give you a 5-second process while I take a sip of my juice. Process that. We have the experience, the violation. Then you have two separate households, two separate conversations. And now this is what's about to take place. Let me know your thoughts. Yeah, there's something wrong here. And the fact that he left his home and he went over to Jacob's home to ask for her hand in marriage. And when he comes to the house to talk to Jacob, the brothers overhear what's going on. The brothers are now aware of what just took place to their own, to their sister, this violation. They're angry. They're like, why is dad or father, Jacob, not, angry? Why is he not like throwing up, about to go over there and throw up them hands? Like, why is he not bringing the, the bulls and the wolves and all of that? Like, why is not, wait a minute, Jacob. Why are you just so cool, calm, and collective about this violation on your young girl? Is it because it's a prince? But you are the one with the wealth. You are the one with the blessings of the Lord. This family wants a piece of what you got. Because in the Bible, it says that it's like they wanted a piece of the wealth. And in that moment, I believe there was greed, lust, all kinds of ill and wrong things that was going on in the thought process behind it that will make them think that it was okay to now go to Jacob's house to where DINAH is to really present and ask for her hand in marriage. Wait a minute. You just violated this young lady. And you are saying you want to marry her now because you have fallen in love with her? And you think this is okay. And it is also because there is some greed present in this, because you want a piece of the pie. You want to get a part of the wealth that they possess. That's not the right way to get a piece of the pie or be a part of the wealth. You could have done it in a decent way. Maybe she would have really liked you. Maybe if you would have approached her the right way and said the right things, it could have been a thing. But for you to violate her, and then after you violate her, you want to go present your case to want to marry her? Because now you're saying, well, I know I did this, but I love you. I'm in love with you. And I would love to marry you. So, of course, Jacob's sons, okay, they're like, whoa, wait a minute. What you say? You want to marry her? So, of course, now they start putting together a plan. They start putting together their own plan. And it got ugly real quick. Because now Jacob's sons are like, okay, look, okay, you just violated our sister and now you want to marry her. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Let's come to the table and let's have a discussion. Let's make a deal. So now a deal is now, mind you, this is about a woman who is present. Y'all are discussing her. No one is asking her. What does she want? She's the one who experienced this. She's the one who went through this situation. Have anyone considered her? Has anyone asked her, are you okay? What would you like done? What about justice? Isn't that her name? Why are we not talking about justice? Why are we talking about, why are we having a negotiation? Why are we at a table to negotiate? What? What's there to negotiate? You're talking about you want to marry this woman that you just violated. And we are sitting here at the table to talk about this. And nobody is flipping the table like Jesus did, on Matthew. We're not going to just flip the table, snatch somebody by the neck. I mean, what are we talking about here? I'm not promoting violence, by the way. I'm just saying, the way that this is going all kinds of wrong to me. And then it gets even worse. There's an agreement. We make an agreement. Okay, here's what we're going to do. There's an agreement and a plan. No one considered DINAH. And DINAH is the main character in this situation because she's the one who was violated. And now there's a plan of action. So now, back in those days, it was very important to be circumcised. And having it done as a baby is like, the baby cried for a little while, but they're resilient. So they bounce back quicker, right? When you're a grown man, or you're a teenager, or you're a boy, and you're trying to get that done, baby, that's not the same. The recovery time is not like a couple of days, okay? The recovery time is different. The pain is different. The sacrifice is different. So the brothers say, bet, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we want you to do. We want you and all of the men in your tribe, in your area, in your city to get circumcised. When they get circumcised, then you can marry her. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. That's the plan. This is the plan that you guys came up with. So she is still, again, is not the main character in this story. They're doing everything else, but no one is considering her. And so fast forward to 3 days later, of course they go ahead with this plan. And they go ahead and have the circumcision done. Now these men are out here cut up, and this is the sacrifice they're making. One, because someone violated someone, a woman, DINAH, say her name. Okay. Now we're making this plan so that we can do a get back, a revenge, because there was a plan on top of a plan. Now, the ultimate plan was once you get circumcised, after that, you would be able to take DINAH as your wife. So now you have DINAH is impacted in one way with the violation. And now you have again DINAH being violated all over again because this plan is saying, okay, so once they get circumcised, now I'm going to have to marry the person who violated me? That's the plan? That's the way we're going to resolve this violation? Again, has anyone considered DINAH? No. She is still the one processing what has been done to her, and everyone is doing everything else that's right to them, not for her. That's so ill. That's so wrong. That is like you feel unseen. You feel like, dang, I am still wearing the weight of what just took place. And now I have to watch and process men sit across tables and talk about me as if I wasn't the one who endured this situation and this violation. And now there's a plan that they moved forward with. No one say, hey, DINAH, you good with that plan? What you think about this plan, DINAH? What's up with that? This is what we're thinking. You down with that? No one is asking DINAH a thing. This is all men making plans to revenge, if you will, on behalf of this woman that no one asked, what do you want? How would you like us to proceed ahead? How do you feel? What do you think? What are you feeling? What are you going through right now? What can we do to help you? How can we comfort you? How can we support you? How can we be there for you? Instead, we are talking about, oh, if all of your men get circumcised, okay, once you get circumcised, then you can have her hand in marriage. Wait a minute, you're gonna force this woman to marry her violator? How can this be right? So now they do it because apparently Schreimer is so in love with DINAH that he tells these people that this is what they got to do because he's a prince. So him and his father is in the room. So of course, his father is the king. He's like, yeah, this is what you guys got to do because my son is going to marry her. So in order for my son to have her hand in marriage, this is what you guys going to have to do. Y'all going to have to sacrifice. So now that's even further more of a situation. So now these men get circumcised. 3 days later, 3 days later, and this is not the good news about Jesus raising up with all powers in his hands. Not that 3 days later. This is 3 days later of this plan, of this revenge plan, of this feat, of this calling themselves eye for an eye, a violation for a violation, a you for a you, or this for a that, or him for her, whatever. Now this is what we are facing. We are facing these men going ahead to get themselves circumcised, so this man who violated this woman can take her hand in marriage that she never said yes to. There was never a proposal. There was never an engagement. But now you saying that you planning for me to marry this guy. Now y'all gonna go ahead and get circumcised. So of course her brothers had another plan on top of that plan, and their plan was, well, while they are down, we will attack. We will do to them what they did to our sister. We will violate them, and we will slaughter them. Woo! We will kill them because of what they did to her. We will wait until they are in the worst state, which is a bad state, I could imagine to be, because of the process that it involves. Now you are down bad, okay? You down real bad because, chat, baby, mm-mm. Get somebody else to do it. That's what I want to say. Get somebody else to do it. Schumer, Shiri, Shroom, you are, no, no, sir. But while they were down in this state is when, the brothers attacked, and the brothers slaughtered the men. Why? Because these men now at this point was helpless. Now that might say, oh well, that is revenge. Someone might say, well, that is good for them. That's what they get. Someone might say, like, well, you know what? You should have thought about their action. That was a real dumb plan. And I agree with all of that. However, from a biblical true perspective, even though there is a time in the word where it says that it was going to be an eye for an eye, but the word still is the word that revenge is mine, said the Lord. Even if someone violates you, somebody does something that is wrong, and it is wrong in every aspect. You didn't deserve it. It shouldn't be done. It shouldn't be done to you or anybody else. I don't agree that there should have been a table conversation about what should have happened in this woman's from DINAH's perspective about being married to the one who violated her. I am not saying that this conversation should have ever happened at all, but what I am saying is this plan was just not a good plan. This plan was just not a good plan, because it further went, it was like going down a rabbit hole, right? Because now your hands are full with blood from all that started with one person being a violator. Now it shows you how a domino effect can take place, how one bad situation can really go down a whole rabbit hole of bad, worse. Absolutely a domino effect in the wrong ways. Because now you have more than just what took place, when justice should have just taken place. And that part is not justice, right? Justice would have been really going and handling this, how, I don't know, go to the courts, go to the judges, bring this before the court, bring this situation before the right people to get it handled the right way. Instead, it was the brothers that decided that, you know what, yeah, I'm sorry, this is what you're gonna get, this is what's gonna happen, and this is what we're gonna do, and this is how we did. So that's what ended up happening, and they slaughtered those men, the two brothers. It was which brother was it? Oh, give me 1 second. It was Simon and brother, hold on, let me tell you what brother. Oh, Levi, Simeon. I say Simon, I'm thinking about the New Testament, but anyway, Simeon and Levi were the two brothers that was okay with this plan, and of course they did that. And obviously this was an eye for an eye, as they call it or considered it to be, but it really was just a bad idea overall, from the entire way that it all unfolded, what happened to DINAH, all the way to how the plan came to the table, all the way to them actually going through with this whole trying to get to marry her off, all the way to the men doing the circumcision and being slaughtered. All of it was just all wrong, bad, and period. So there is a lot of lessons here. As women, we know that when things happen to us, we are ones that will hold and carry that because it hurts, and sometimes we hold pain and we don't share it, and we hold it into guilt, into shame, into blaming ourselves and all kinds of things. Violation is never okay. It is never okay. And as a person who has been violated, I am telling you what it does to a victim. It's like when you're talking about them as they're not in the room, it's like you doing it to them all over again. Not asking, what would you like? How do you feel? What would you want? How do you want to be handled? How would you like for us to take care of you? How would you like for us to help you? Instead of doing that, you guys helped yourselves into your own plan. And that is not okay. If you are a woman who have been violated in this way, I want you to first know it is not your fault. What happened to DINAH was not her fault. And what happened to you is not your fault. Someone lusting or someone not having the ability to control themselves is not your fault. That is their fault. That is their problem. That is their way to carry. You need to feel your freedom. You need to get your freedom. And you need to accept the fact that, you know what? Let them deal with that. Accept that. And you accept peace. You accept healing. You accept whatever work that needs to be done for you to be okay. Don't carry that guilt. Don't carry that weight. Don't be, walking around with your head down and feeling ashamed. You didn't do it. They did. And it was not fair. You should never have experienced that. And those that make it difficult for women to express how they feel and how long it takes for them to process that, and they come into judgment and, oh, well, why did she take so long? Oh, well, what's this? Oh, why this? Why? You can't answer those questions for them. It's not their business when you decided to share your story. It's not their business when you got healed and was okay to talk about it. It's nobody's business. It's your journey. It's your life. All you need to know is that it is okay. And all you need to know is there's help. And you need to know that you're not alone. There might be a lot of people who is against your story. There might be a lot of people who's against your healing process. And they might say, by now you should be okay. By now you should be over it. By now, oh, that was done so long ago. Let me tell you something. You don't have the right to say that about somebody else's situation. Because God forbid, if you are ever on that receiving end, that's not the words that you want to hear. That's not the way you want to be handled. That is not the way you want to be dealt with. You do not want anyone to look at your story, your situation, and tell you, oh, that you should have been said something. I'm sorry. That's not okay. And until you walk in those shoes and until you found yourself in a place of violation, and honestly, women, pull up closer. Sis, come closer. Bring your ears to me now. Bring it here because I need to talk to you. And I'm going to talk to you straight up with no chaser. Stop trying to shame your own sis. Stop trying to shame your own sis. Learn to be a supporter. Learn to be someone who say, I don't know what the story is. I wasn't there. But my sister says that something happened to her, and I am going to love on her. I am going to support her. Don't be the one gossiping about it. Yabbity yap, yap, yap. Because you consider that, oh, she shouldn't have never did this. Well, if she didn't do this, this wouldn't have been done. You don't know that to be a fact. And perhaps what she is walking through, you may not have been able to survive it to even stand up through, let alone walk through. So be very careful in your choice of words and how you handle another sister's story and another sister's situation and another sister's violation. Because a lot of time it's not just the men that are mishandling, it's also the sisters mishandling sisters. And it's not okay. That's not okay. I will never wish any of those experiences on any woman I know or don't know. But what I do know, having been someone who has been in this position, oh, I know the day very well. And I can describe it to you to a T. I can tell you what I had on. I can tell you what I did that day. I can tell you everything. And I can tell you for sure I did not see that coming. But there was a time in my life you would have thought that I was asking for it. Why? Because I was out here, I was outside. Yeah, I was outside. I was outside. So you probably like, well, you was outside. So you deserve that. Why? Because I'm outside. So she deserved that because she's outside. That's not okay. That's not an excuse. And you as a sister, you as another woman need to know how to care for another woman's heart. We need to know how to care for another woman's heart. Stop being so evil. Stop being so ill towards one another. We need to learn how to gather and how to rally around and support each other. Now, with all that being said, pull up again. Sis, come on back in. Give me your ears. Sis, it's also not okay for you to be making up stories that's not true. It's also not okay to spread lies and gossip and hurt people's lives. That's not okay. If it didn't happen, don't say it did. If you know you did something, then say you did something. But don't make up stuff. Don't lie on people because those lies, they change other people's lives. The same way a person or another woman doesn't support and doesn't, hold your heart with like such fragility, you have to keep in mind that when you lie on somebody, that changes their lives. Even if it goes away like, oh yeah, well, they were just making up the story, it was a lie. Let me tell you something about that lie. That person you lied on, their lives has forever been changed. It's just as much of a violation when you lie as it is as a violation when we don't believe you when it's facts. It's the same thing. We have to be very, very mindful about how we handle situations like this. It holds a lot of weight. It's very sensitive and it's not to be played with. There is absolutely no joke in it. Be very, very careful. And I'm going to tell you this. The Lord sees and hears and guides, and let me let you know now. What they did back then in DINAH's story with them coming up with a plan to, slaughter the men while they're down with their whole, circumcision going on. And the Lord says, what? Revenge is mine. If you think that you're going to get away with that, you won't. Let me say, it's one thing to fear what another person will do to you, but I'm gonna tell you like this: it's worse when you have to face the Lord. When you have to face each other in anger is one thing, but when you have to face the Lord with your actions that was wrong, that's something totally different. See, a lot of people think like, well, God is, he's a good God. Oh my, he's awesome. He loves us unconditionally. And that's a fact, not to be taken away. But don't play with it. Yes, you got the grace and you got mercy. Yeah. But don't play with it. Don't take advantage of it. Because that same God Ha! Understand that same God, whatever you're doing to his children, he said he will leave the 99 and come and get that one. And when he come and snatch that one, you better believe that the one that hurt that one, the one that did ill to that one, he got his eye on you. And you better believe that. That's the same God. That's the same God. But there is a time that God, that same God. That's why his word says revenge is his, because he will deal with his children. Like that's the same as a mother. If you got two children or five children, whatever number, okay. When something happens, it's not for the two kids to, handle one another. Who gets involved? The parent. Okay, the sisters might be mad at each other, but it's a whole other thing when you got to face the parent. That's a different ball game, baby. I'd rather my sister and my brother be mad, but honey, I don't want my God. I don't want him at me. I don't want him coming. I don't want God coming for me on your behalf, because child, that's a whole different life that you don't really want. That's a smoke, baby, that you don't want. Like the smoke that's blowing out of my thing. I don't even know if you see it. If you see a little mist going on, baby, it's a fragrance going here that I got lit. And I'm like, my God, I see a little smoky coming through my light. It's like, look, be careful. But the moral of the story is this, y'all. I hope that you got something and learned a lot. But let's break down the lessons. I think I've given a lot. I've given a lot of lessons. But let's break down some of the lessons that I did write down. Okay, let's go through learning about DINAH tonight. So DINAH, we know DINAH was the only daughter, right, of Jacob and Leah. Thank you, honey, for the love. Did you learn anything? Did you catch anything? Give me some feedback. So listen. All right, so we got Jacob and Leah's only daughter. That was DINAH. We know that her name meant what? Justice, or one who judges, right? We know that after Shrumi, oh, okay, that's good. Okay, no problem. Well, whatever you heard, give me some feedback on it. Okay. So we know that what happened, that she was violated, and we know that from the violation, that there was a whole plan of that two separate households, two separate conversations, two separate ways of handling the one violation. And honestly, DINAH, the one who was the main character, she was violated not just the one time between what he did to her, but she was also continuously violated because nobody asked her how and what to do and how to handle or help her. But the plan that they did was what? For Jacob, for the prince to get circumcised, and for all of the men to get circumcised. So then there was a plan on top of a plan, because Simeon and Levi went and slaughtered them while they were down bad on that, cut, snip, snip. While they was going through that process, being healed, it was a perfect time that they swooped down and they slaughtered them as a way of revenge for what he did to DINAH. However, he should have never done that, because that was not the right way. Because what ultimately was going on was the king and the prince was trying to get into Jacob's and them family so that they can endure and take wealth. And guess what? Nobody got wealth. Honestly, the whole thing got jacked up. And guess who was left as the one who was wounded continuously over and over and over and over and over again? DINAH. And that is not okay. With all of the things they did, guess what? No one ever helped DINAH. So DINAH in the word is considered to be a tragic victim, because what happened to her was tragic. And not only did it happen the first time, but it happened every single time. It happened every single time. And the fact that the violator thought that it was okay to come and ask for her hand in marriage after the violation, and the fact that they were able to sit at the table in her presence, Hear me say, in her presence. They came up with a plan in her presence about her when she was the one violated. Not okay. Not okay. Not okay. Not okay. Now, and we also learned, I told y'all the meaning of her name. I told you could find the story. Make sure you read the story in Genesis 34. This is the wrap up. Okay. So Genesis 34. I'm going to give you some life lesson in this. Here we go. So God sees what we sometimes can't, and he is loving and just. Leave revenge to him. Don't try to be a superhero. Don't try to be nobody's savior. Your blood wasn't shed. I mean, it probably was, but it wasn't shed like Jesus. I mean, period. Nothing else. That's it. That's it. That's all on that. Okay. All right. So then we know this. Let me tell you some other things about her. And we know that, that he dishonored her. Big deal. Okay. We know that he dishonored her. Hey, hello, my mentor. I saw you today looking spiff. Okay, sir. Thanks for joining. Hey guys, that's my mentor. Okay. Say hello to Mr. Robert, guys. Hi, Mr. Robert. But yeah, so we know that for sure that in the presence of while Dinah was there, they continuously violated her because no one considered her feelings, no one considered her emotions, no one considered what she would want. And the fact that they were like coming up with this plan as she was not even there and asking for her hand in marriage. Wait a minute. You want me to marry this too? That's not okay. All right. So I told y'all about that, right? Now, what else did we learn about Dinah? Did we learn anything else? We did learn that, she did like to explore, and she wanted to go outside and kind of make friends in a new community, trying to connect, and isn't it like us today? We want to connect, we want to make friends. We are new in a new town. I'm a Jersey girl living in the Texas world. I want to connect, I want to find my tribe. And it's okay, there's nothing wrong with that. And back in those days, it was like, you know what, maybe you should not go and stray alone, because that's what ended up happening, because she was alone. And so he saw her, he lusted after her, and he felt as though, well, you know what, she's beautiful, look at her, I should take her. And he did. That's not okay. And ladies, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't go outside if we want to go outside. Hey, you want to go outside, go outside. But be careful. Be mindful of your surroundings. Be mindful of where you go, okay? And be mindful of your environment. Use discernment. Pray. Have your mace. Listen, just be safe. Be very, very careful about how you maneuver in this life. And let me tell you something. You have to be careful about who you befriend, okay? And I told y'all already about how we need to also, sisters, really know how to handle each other's heart. Be very, very careful of how we handle each other, how we handle people's truth, how we handle people's stories. You don't know what you can handle until you had to handle it. Period. I'm gonna drop the mic on that. You don't know what you can handle until you have had to handle it. So you can't say what you would have done because you don't know. It's not your story. Okay? Period. Now, moving on. So let's see, what else do we need to learn? Oh, we do understand that Jacob, as the father, we still don't know exactly what he was thinking of when this happened with his daughter, but when we get upstairs with the heavens, you can put that on your question list. Listen, I got a whole list of questions. I don't know about you. When I get to the heavens, Lord, I want to know why this, why that, why that. Do you got a list too, or does it me? Tell me if it's just me. Do you have a list for heaven? Of questions for heaven? Do anybody else have a list for questions? List of questions for heaven? Put that on there. What was Jacob thinking? Why was he silent? I want to know. All right. Oh, thank you for shouting out my mentor. Yes, thank you. Do you know? Oh, you should make one. You say I would just be like, Listen, I'm with you on that though. Because listen, all you want to hear is you can come on in. I love that because that's a fact. Look, I'm just happy I made it. And listen, some people are like, man, you don't just want to make it. Oh, yes, I do. Because listen, I sometimes I'm like, Lord, if you came today, I'm not gonna make it. Listen, tell me the truth. Somebody tell the truth. There be some days you be like, oh Lord, please don't come today. Because if you come today, I'm not gonna make it. Come tomorrow. Can you come tomorrow, please? Because today I'm definitely not gonna make it. Or there be some days you like, look, I just made it in. You're my girl. We here. You know we here. Our thought process. Trust me. I'll be the first to tell you sometimes. Listen. Let me tell you something. Your girl right here. There's some days your girl just made it. Like literally, like this. Ah. It's like I just made. Yeah. Oh my God, you are funny. That is hilarious. But if you don't have a list of questions, that would be a good way for you to continue to be in the face of the Lord, okay? Because you can definitely have because there are sometimes you're like, God, I don't understand. Help me understand because I'm reading your word and I don't understand. I can't wait to get to heaven and ask this. Yeah, that's just another way that you can form a communication with the Lord. And that'll keep you on your toes and keep you on your word. And that might keep you on the sense of making it in. Just in, whatever, but make it in. But all right, so that was too funny. We talked about the travel alone, being careful. And we know that the brothers, ultimately made their own plans for revenge, and that's not okay. You let the Lord deal with that. And so I think we covered every piece of the story. Let me just make sure, let me skim through. Were there any questions? If you have any questions, if you're watching the replay and you have a question or you want to talk about this a little further, by all means make sure you drop it in the comments. Make sure that you let me know you were here, let me know you were watching. Make sure you send some love, let your girl know that you are enjoying this women Bible stories and that it is impacting you, because it is not for me, it is for us, right? It's women going through the Bible and learning about women, because guess what, there are women that are are women we can learn from, right? We can learn from a good or a bad thing, because there's always a lesson in everything. And so, yeah, let me know how you are enjoying these things and how you would like to see them keep coming. What's your thought process behind them? Is there any woman that you would like to know about or read about or learn about? Let me know that. Let me see what else. Again, I already just told you what happened in the beginning. Go back and watch the replay so you can catch the rest of the story, because there was a lot more detail and there was a lot of and some things that I don't really want to re-say. Oh my God, re-say. Okay, no, repeat. Because of the level of sensitivity of it. So just go back and watch the replay, #replay. Let me know that you did watch, and let me know if you have any questions from what we talked about from then. And what else? And of course, as you know, okay, so I introduced my wall of art behind me. And so I introduced to the world my art, okay, because I am in artiste, and that goes with the position. You just can't say an artist, because that's not what I am. I'm not an artist. I am an artiste. There's a bow and there's a gesture that goes with it. Maestro. I am an artiste. So I did show my artwork. So go back and watch the replay so you can learn all about them. Okay, because they all got something. They're attached to something behind me. But that's the wall of art. and it is going to continue to get even greater and even better. And I did give a little, oh, don't mind this area. Oh, you can't see it Instagram, but I'm gonna show it to you because I don't care, because it ain't gonna always look like this. I'm gonna show you. It ain't always gonna look like this. It ain't gonna always look like this. But this is a messy little bit, but I am working. I am working in, creating my space. I'm working on creating all of the things in my new, office. I told you guys I moved from the living room. So now I got to put everything together. What's happening on the other side of here is not your business, because it's a lot. It's actually not even my business. It's a whole lot of everything else. But I can't wait to finish the work. It's just been a busy week, and emotionally, yesterday was a hard day for me, y'all. Yesterday was a really hard day. I don't even want to go through all that, but yesterday was a hard day. But thank God for a new day and new mercies and new grace. And although weeping may do for a night, joy comes in the morning. So I embraced the morning this morning, and grateful for a new day. But that's it. That's all, y'all. I think we done talked about everything that needed to be talked about. I'm going to give you some announcements. Um, so definitely for the month of October, as we already discussed, that it represents breast cancer as well as domestic violence awareness. And because I am a domestic violence survivor and thriver, so I definitely want to make sure that you have information. Okay, so October 17th will be the Go Purple Day. So if you can and if you will, rock the color purple, right? In any shades of purple. And this is for that's just for you, and supporting and women speaking out, right? We breaking our silence to stop the violence. Okay, so by all means, making sure that other people know that you stand in in that position, for maybe it's for yourself, maybe it's for someone else, maybe it's for someone and maybe it's for just because me. I appreciate that. And you know what? And if you will, if you're gonna do it in support of that, because of my own platform, I would really appreciate that when you are rocking your purple on the 17th, that you will tag me, as the hashtag. I don't know. I'm not come up with my own hashtag. Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna come up by. I don't know. I'll put it somewhere so what I would like for you to do for supporting my platform and supporting me as a thriver and a survivor. I really will appreciate that. But that is the day, October 17th. Now for me, I rock a shade of purple every day of October. And I also will have pink and purple sometimes because of people I know for breast cancer. It's not my story, but I do know people that have survived and are thriving. And I also know other people who did not survive, but so that's why I color pink I still rock. And that's just to also support those women as well. So let me see what else we got going on. Oh, before I forget, let me tell you. So coming up this month, the last Wednesday of October, um, I will be doing this will be my second year of doing my sister to sisters conversation panel. So that will be taking place right here, the same time, same place, on Facebook as well as YouTube and Instagram. And I'm going to have 5 women. I believe so far I have 5 women plus myself, 6 in total, that will be sharing our stories on domestic violence, and that we are survivors and thrivers. So that will be taking place. I am actually going to be having my meeting with the women, the women this week. So last year I had a couple of people that uh let me see. Well, actually, some of them I didn't know, but now are friends of mine. But this time I'm not gonna know any of the women. So they are like women that I'm gonna be introducing their stories to you, and them to you, and I'm very sensitive about the information that they will be sharing. So I want to make sure that you are preparing to be very caring on their hearts and their stories. So that will be taking place on, I believe it's the 30th, October 30th, the last Wednesday of October. And that will be taking place right here again. So that's going to be really exciting. It's going to be my second year doing it. And yay, your girl got a whole thing going on. Okay. Yeah. And I want to make sure that you have information. If you are right now in the situation of experiencing domestic violence, I want you to know that you are not alone. And I want to give you some information that will help you. And I will also put this information in my put it, yeah, I'm gonna put it in Instagram. I'm putting it on everywhere. Okay, so you know, and I would also put it on my stories, just so you know where to go for help. Okay, because that's very, very important. You first need to know that it's not your fault, and you are not alone, and there is help. Three things, right? It's not your fault. You're not alone, and there is help. Three. Okay, so first things first. So there is a phone number if you need to call. It is 800-799-SAFE. 800-799-SAFE. Okay, and SAFE is 7233. Maybe you don't need this number, but you might need it for somebody who might need it. And who knows? It may be you. Who knows? But just write this number down anyway. Take this information. It doesn't hurt to have information. Okay. Or you can also uh, text the word start. Start. S as in Sam, T as in Tom, A as in Apple, R as in Robert, T as in Tom. Start to text that to number 88788. Start number text to number 88788. Okay, got that? And you can also go directly to the website at the www.thehotline.org. You can go there, and guess what? Up, yes, .org. Okay, I'm about to say, wait, yes, it's the hotline.org. Org. Let me tell you something about the website. Listen, they'll be right there immediately if you need to message. They are accessible, and they deal with these things all the time. So they have a level of ways of handling your situation. Don't think like, oh, they won't know how to help me. They will know exactly how to help you. So that's just the resources for you to have. And keep these resources close to you, because you may not need it, but you never know. You want to have it available in case you ever need it, God forbid, or if someone ever come to you and they need it, you want to have it available. It doesn't hurt. Information is all it is, okay? But it's information that can change your life. It is information that can protect your life. All right. So that is that. I think that is all of my announcements. I did postpone the interest meeting for the whole coaching, not like, look, the whole coaching like it's just a little thing. No, it's not. It's actually a big deal. I did postpone the interest meeting for the coaching session. So what I decided to do is that I am going to actually record it on my own, right? But what I am going to ask is if people can give me questions in advance. So if there's any questions that you would like to know about coaching with Miss Jessie, what it is all about, what is this trauma down, what is the ish matters, what is the group ish, hey, what is it all about? Whatever your questions are, you can submit them to me at coaching with Miss no, wait, let me see. Wait up, nope. I don't want that. I don't want you to do that. You know what? DM me. There you go. You can DM me the questions, and then I'll answer the questions. And when I do my interest meeting video, I will make sure that I try to answer all of the questions, because some of the questions, honestly, the answers are probably already online. They're probably already at coachingwithmissjessie.com. Did you go there? Did you browse? Did you click all the links? Did you see how gorgeous it looked? That thing is good. My girl hooked it up. She did it. You better go look at that thing. Look at that hard work. Oh, that was birthed by God. My God, that was it. Oh, don't get me started. Go there now. No, wait, let me finish this first. Then you can go. But yeah, go check out the website. Click all the links. There's all kinds of things. There's a community. Geneva, are you interested in a community? Would you like to join us? That information can be found directly on my website. Yes. So go ahead and click around. Would you like to get some, some merch? There's merch. I don't have no right here right now, but boom. There you go. That's merch. There's a pillow. I usually do wear shirts on Wednesdays, but I'm rocking the color pink. So we'll see. I'll definitely have something on next Wednesday. But yeah, there's all kinds of information there. Go ahead and check the website out. coachingwithmissjessie.com. It has a lot of the answers to the questions that you may be asking. Okay, you can certainly get in the room with me for 30 minutes of free coaching. My God, there ain't nobody doing a whole bunch of freebies around in these streets. No, sir. And if you're looking for a coach that is a faith-based coach, you know what you need to watch? Go and watch my last Sunday chat. I want to say last Sunday chat. Yes, because I talked about the trauma down. I explained a little bit details about the trauma down. Go on my last Sunday chat on Instagram. Get to know what's available to you, people. There is help, and help is not coming. Help is here. Help is not on the way. Help is here. It is alive and kicking. Look, y'all, after I do what I got to do, I start doing too much, right? But yes, help is here. So go ahead and make sure you do that. And that's it, y'all. Look, your girl is doing what she got to do. The work is not easy, but it's doable. And the Lord gives me the grace and the mercy to do it. Because the fact that I can show up to you today and have a smile on my face is a lot. Oh, yes, it is, baby. Because yesterday I was down bad. I was down bad yesterday. There's a conversation I'm going to have with us sisters. I don't know. I might include it for my next Women's Wellness Wednesday. I think I'm going to talk about the betrayal of a friend. What you think? Do you want to hear? Would you like to talk about that? And I'll do a woman Bible, a woman in the Bible that experienced it to go with our conversation. What do you think? Because I think it's a conversation that. Oh, you want to hear about that? I think we should have that conversation, women. It matters. That conversation matters. The ish matters, and that matters. Yes, I think next Wednesday that's going to be a topic because we need to do better. We need to do better to each other. So, on that note, I'm going to get it out of the way. So, I will definitely be working on that, and I'm going to see what women in the Bible stories that I can bring forth to show you betrayal. Oh, trust me, they're in the Bible. But it's a conversation I think we need to have. right? How we handle each other's heart. It matters. And that, yeah, I love hard. And when I'm a good friend, I say when I'm a good friend, I'm always a good friend. When I'm a friend, I'm a good friend. But don't play me. Okay? All right, gotta go. All right, y'all. Love y'all. You already know why. I love you what? On purpose. Oh, period. All right, I gotta go. That's it. That's all. You already know it's your girl. It's your coach. Coach who? Miss. Oh, gotta do the dance. Miss Jessie. Hey, okay, so I'm signing off. I am about to be out of here, y'all, and go see what my first sons are doing. They probably be like, "Mommy, it's our bedtime." Again, you still talking. Gotta go. All right, y'all. That's it. That's all. Love you on purpose. Peace. Hey, I'm signing off. Bye, YouTube. Bye, Facebook. See you very soon. Thank you for hanging out with your girl. I love you on purpose. Peace.